our next guest here. We have Donnie and Johnny Van Zant. Guys, how are you guys doing? Thanks so much for chatting with me.
We're doing great.
We're doing awesome, man. We're
Yeah.
glad to be here. We're glad to be anywhere, but we're glad to be here tonight.
Yeah. Well, let's get started here. I know this could probably be a very loaded question, and you guys might have answered this a few times before, but take us on a little journey of your faith and what, how did you guys get into the industry?
Wow.
You know what? I think it really actually started back when Johnny and myself did a couple of country records.
Yeah.
We did one called
Get Right with
Get
the Man.
Right with the Man. It actually started back like 2005. I think that was a big.
You know what? We always thought that a lot of country music was real spiritual.
Sure.
And, so we started there. Then we made an album called My Kind of Country after that. And we kind of left the country field and loved country music and the people of Nashville. And we go to Nashville a lot and record there and know a lot of the musicians and artists. And but for us, if you asked us how we got in how did we became spiritual, I'd have to say it came from our dad many, many years ago as children. And he used to preach to us all the time. And after he passed, you could tell him this, Donnie, all the Bibles that he had.
Yeah. When he passed, it was wild. I mean, he had, you know how it is when your parents might pass away.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go over to the family home.
Right.
And he had so many Bibles. And what was so weird about it, brothers, that you could actually see. I could almost tell you about the age he was.
Sure.
Because at some of the Bibles, real straight line, he took a pen
He'd
and
mark
marked
what hit him.
what was hitting him and what he wanted to read there.
Yeah.
As he got older, you could see it was actually sad. The lines would be real jagged looking,
Right. Yeah.
and even get into the words where you couldn't read the word.
You know what? He was just like us. He was an old sinner. He was in the Navy, and he had moments of sinning, and he came to know Jesus and instilled it in us. And we were like any other kids. It kind of went in one ear and out the other. And but the older you get, you realize you have to lean on that cross, and he's the only one that's going to get us through this. This is a tough life that we lead, and in general. And there's so many things out there to be aware of, and be not go there.
Yeah.
And we think it's cool to love Jesus and to spread the word.
Yeah.
You know what you were asking about that? This was actually a bucket list of things that me and Johnny want to do as brothers, and it actually was at the top of the bucket. There was to do this gospel record.
Yeah. We've always to do one, but we just never had the opportunity. And to be honest, doing COVID, the shutdown, we're neighbors, and
it's like a bad rash. I can't get rid of.
But you know what? We're neighbors, and we're back here in our little studio tonight talking to you. And God just put these songs on us, and it was a breath of fresh air for us. And we worked with some great people on this new CD. Mark Matega from Skynyrd, and a guy by the name of Carl Lindquist was a big thing here. Blair Daly, another great writer out of Nashville. But we actually, to be honest, this is the first time we've got I think about 4 or 5 songs on here that we wrote together. And we're always writing, and it's a great, music is a great thing in general. When you're down, you go to music. When you're happy, you go to music. When you're in between, you go to music. And our Father in heaven loved music. Jesus loved music, and I think it's a great way to spread the word.
Yeah. Yeah. And for our viewers and listeners that may not know, you guys are a part of these little bands called 38 Special and Lynyrd Skynyrd. I've been praying for both of these bands. Hopefully they'll make it one day, but
might get a little airplay.
Yeah. So I do have a question that's off script. How is it when you guys are touring with these bands, when you're not doing the Van Zant material? How is it, being the light into this crazy dark world?
Yeah, you know what? For me, I've always thought with Skynyrd, if you sit down and you talk to most Skynyrd fans, they're God-fearing, hard-working people.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nobody says that being a Christian, you can't have a good time. You know, you can have a good time. Just don't be stupid about it.
Yeah.
But we have great
You have a way with
I do, don't I? Yeah, don't be stupid about it. Don't be like me, because I've had my time. And, but to me, I think one thing that would make me very happy is to bring more younger people into Christ. And us older guys need to know that we should have learned that a long time ago, and I think we need to touch more younger kids out there. So that's why I say it's cool to love Jesus.
Yeah, you know what? And we actually, what we told each other when we started this project was that if we could just bring one person to Christ, that it'd be worth this whole project that we did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Sure.
it's actually, I think it's done that for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully we can reach millions and millions and billions,
Sure.
Well, we
With
have the platform. Johnny's got Skynyrd and 38 Special, and that
Yeah.
you're talking millions and millions of people here.
Mhm. Yeah.
But hopefully we can do that.
And again, I think our fans love Jesus. I really do. I
Sure.
think that not 99% of them, 99 and a half, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, God-fearing people. They
Yeah,
are.
God-fearing people. Yeah.
Yeah. And so always look up, your album comes out on the 22nd. And this is your first faith-based album, and your all's first album in quite a while. But
Right.
let's talk about some of the songs that we really like off this album. The first one is "Speak His Name." Do you guys mind telling us the story behind that one?
Well, you know what? My preacher, we call him P. Mike, Pastor Mike, and that's his hip name. And but he's been a wonderful mentor to me through my faith.
Mm.
And you know what? One day I was telling him, I said, "Boy, I just feel like, the evil one's on me." And he said, "Well, just say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus," because the D-man hates him and he fears him, fears him, and he's looking for that one around say Jesus, Jesus. I said we should write a song called "Speak His Name,"
Mhm.
And go ahead. What were you going to say?
No. I mean, on a real serious side of it, is that it sort of reminds us no matter how big a problem you might have, big or small, that you got to reach out to Christ.
Yeah, He wants us to come.
He wants His children to come to Him. You got to ask.
You ask, you shall receive.
Hopefully.
No, you will. He'll come to you.
Yeah. Another song that we like is the song "Jesus Christ" off this album. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that one?
Oh, wow. That one's about the crucifixion of our Lord Jesus, Christ.
Tell them about how it came up.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? We were sitting right here in this room, and we have a picture of Jesus, and he's carrying the cross. And
It's actually crucifixion.
yeah.
That's what he did.
yeah, and he just looks so pitiful in it, carrying that cross, because people were beating him and spitting on him and torturing him. And we, for some reason, it just hit us that, boy, we need to write a song about that. And we thought, once we had a few lyrics, we thought the music should accompany the lyrics and be heavier. And it's probably the heaviest song on this album as far as musically goes. And at the end, the thing about that song to me, of course, is the bridge, where he says, "Father, in your hands I commit my spirit." And but to me, people think it's over with at the very end. If you listen to the song, it gets to a point where it kind of dies out, and then it goes into this whole, "Hey, He has risen, He is alive," and it's one of my favorite things that we've ever done recording wise. And the girls just, Etta Britt and Jackie Wilson just really did some great singing on it. Amazing singers and good girls, good Christian girls.
Yeah. Now, once this album comes out and everything, are you guys going to be maybe possibly doing any more gospel albums, Christian albums? Hello? I think I lost you guys. I don't know if you can hear me. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear us? Oh,
Yeah,
there we
now
go.
you're sideways.
Now we're
You are sideways.
you are.
I'm
now
sideways.
You're sideways. Can you see us?
Yeah, you're sideways though.
It's so funny because you are too. That is funny. Hang on, let me put my eyeballs on and see what the heck it's going. It says recording in progress. Why did it go sideways?
I don't know. Me and you need to hire an engineer.
I know we need engineers. Hang on. Let's see what the heck this does. That does nothing. I don't know how come it did that. It just did it out of the blue.
That's weird.
Let me take this off.
Can you flip your? Yeah, you can move your phone and maybe it'll switch.
Yeah, maybe it'll flip back around. Hang on. Oh, we had some trouble earlier. I don't know what the heck the deal is here. Oh, there you go. But we're sideways still.
I can't see you all though.
I know.
There we go.
Video. Hey, we're back. Let's see what happens now. Hey. There.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Can you see us?
I can and hear you.
Can you see us?
Yes.
Okay. How I look in glasses? I look
wonderful.
You look about as good as I do.
All right. Well, let me just start over from that last question. So
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So after Always Look Up, are you guys planning on doing any more Christian faith-based albums?
We would love to. Yeah. We would love to. I can tell you.
Like I think I might have told you it could have been somebody else, but no, we have another.
Sure.
Probably, I don't know how, at least another CD worth of songs that we've already written.
Yeah.
And for us, neither one of us are preachers. We'll never be a preacher, but boy, for some reason through song, the words come out, and we call that a God gift, so it's an amazing trip that we're on right now.
Yeah. Now for you guys, we talked to a bunch of musicians and artists. So, for the writing, when you guys are writing, do you guys just write down memos on pieces of paper, or do you have a bunch of voice memos in your phone, or how does that work? Every artist is different. One artist says they go to this cabin in the woods and they spend like a month just writing, or people just have voice memos while they're driving. But yeah. What's that look like for you guys?
It's a lot like that.
Yeah. So it's this room that we're coming to you from, and we'll call each other at 10, 11 o'clock at night, or maybe even later, and go, hey, check this out,
Check out. This guy, I call him the Melody Man. He comes up with so many.
The best invention that they've ever made was voicemail on phone.
Yeah.
Because, in the early days, we've been around long enough for you to get a thought in your head. And a lot of times I used to carry around, the battery cassette player thing, in my truck going, oh, okay, I got some. Oh, Lord, I'm going to wreck all that, So it's so great to have these on your phone, because something comes up while you're driving or hits you just put it down, and then we come back here and start playing around with it.
But there's really no formula to it. I'll be true. If it was, we'd bottle it up and sell it.
Yeah.
But we just have a great time doing it. We're neighbors.
Yeah.
So with us, we work on it till we get tired. And when it's not happening, I go home.
Yeah. I take the golf cart and go home too.
But then we'll get back together and usually finish stuff out then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, with our first time guests, we like to do a thing. Our viewers love this segment. It's called Favorite Things. And I'm just going to give you guys a word and you just give me your favorite thing in that category. Sound good?
Sure.
All right. The first one, let's start off a little easy. What's your all's favorite food?
We're from Florida.
You can tell we like everything.
I'm in Florida.
Seafood. Shrimp.
There you go.
Seafood. Any kind of seafood.
Yeah, that's where I live is Florida. So
Where are you at in Florida?
It's a little town called Mount Dora.
Where's that near?
It's about 50 minutes from Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. North of Orlando.
Just went down for Halloween Horror Nights last week. Yeah,
okay.
It was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. Do you all have a favorite movie?
Oh God, probably I don't know, High Plains Drifter, or some from Clint Eastwood. For me, I love old westerns, Tombstone, any of those kind of things,
Yeah.
That's the same. Yeah.
Favorite, but on favorite movies, I have been watching on Fox Nation. Golly, now I'm talking Christian. I can't remember it. The Passion.
Okay.
Yeah. I have been watching that. So, but for me, I love different movies, and I'm married, so I get to watch a lot of girl stuff too. So
Well,
Christmas is coming up.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. Hallmark Channel has all these Christmas movies on it.
And guess what? They all end the same way. It's just a different. There's a
lot of the same actors.
City boy meets country.
I love Christmas. It's my favorite year, and anytime the Hallmark Channel starts playing Christmas movies, I get excited.
It's
city spirit.
City boy meets a country girl, or country boy meets city girl.
Yeah.
I will tell you a movie that I've seen recently. It was about one of our presidents, Reagan.
Oh yeah, wonderful movie.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, we like Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite show that you like to watch?
Show?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know what? For me, I'm on the road a lot, so probably Cops. Just to see how goofy people can be. You know what? But I like, of course, a lot of news. I like keeping up with what's going on and what's happening.
I'm trying to think of the new series. Is it Yellowstone? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, my son, he's 13, and we watched Cops one time on TV, and he's like, "Dad, are people really that stupid?" I said, "Yep."
You know what's funny is that who Dog the Bounty Hunter is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know him, and I knew his wife Beth real good. And when they first came out, they were on A&E, and we actually did a thing with them with Skynyrd, and we had this whole video skit where Dog was tracking down Lynyrd Skynyrd. Our road manager called him and said, "Dog, I need to find the band. I can't find them. It's going to be showtime." Well, we were all fishing. Yeah. So he comes and gets us, and it was a whole cartoon skit. It was really neat. But he's a great guy, and I still watch a lot of his episodes.
Do you guys have a favorite musical artist of all time?
Oh, wow. For me,
38 Special for you, and then for your brother, Skynyrd.
You know what? I guess mine would still be Eric Clapton. Yeah. I like him a lot.
Yeah. You know what? One of my favorite singers is Paul Rodgers from Bad Company. You know what? But on the Christian side, you know what? I love Mercy Me.
Mm-hmm.
I love Crowder. Oh my God. Love him.
Yeah. Casting Crowns.
Casting Crowns. Yeah. But you know what? There's so many great Christian artists, and they all sing really good. Mm. I'm like, golly, listen to these people.
I just seen a guy just recently, and I'm not sure. I think it's Jason Crabb, maybe.
Yeah. Gospel guy.
Yeah.
and a song called "Broken Man." He's just such a great singer and a great song too.
Yeah, and
You also,
go ahead.
y'all should check out a guy named Corey Asbury. He's a worship leader, but his newest album's like country style, and he's a great songwriter, like fantastic songwriter. But anyway,
yeah,
maybe we need to get with him.
Yeah. Can you hook a brother up?
Oh man. Is there someone that you guys would love to sing with, maybe a dream duet?
Oh wow.
Woo.
I don't know. You know what? I mean, if it was on the gospel side, it'd have to be Mercy Me or I don't know the gentleman's name from Casting Crowns, but
Mark Hall.
Of him, yeah. And you know what? I do know his name because have you seen his documentary? They have a documentary on him, how he became an artist and everything, and the band, and just an amazing story.
Are you talking about which one?
Casting Crowns.
Oh yeah.
It's just an amazing thing. And but you know what, old Crowder there, I love him, David. I'd like to do something with him.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's great artist. You know what, we have a little amphitheater near our house, and last year, I think it was right before Christmas, we went and seen him and Mercy Me, and I had never seen either one of them live, and I was just blown away how great they were. They were really entertaining, and great. And my hat's off to them.
I like also Jack Williams. I think that's his name. Or
okay,
Zach Williams.
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
What a voice!
But on the rock side, I would go back to that Paul Rogers thing. Yeah. I love that bluesy feel, British thing that he's always had. And I'm a good friend with him and his wife. And he's had some health trouble. And I'm hoping in the near future to actually have him on a couple of Skynyrd songs. We lost Gary Rosington a couple of years coming up here. And one of the last original members of Skynyrd. And we had written some songs. And I'd really like to do an album in his honor and finish those songs out that we wrote.
Yeah. With Crowder, I remember several years ago, he took a Guitar Hero and converted the guitar into an actual guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it. He said, "I'm swampy." Didn't he say something like that? He goes, "Swampy Christian music."
You know what? But they were great guys. They invited us backstage, and met Mercy Me and him, and we got along great, man.
It's funny with Skynyrd. I did a thing for the Fort Hood down in Texas right after the Iraqi war. They all came home. We did a big homecoming thing down there, and Mercy Me was on that show, and I got there late, because we were headlining, and I didn't realize they were on that show, and they were all telling me, "Yeah, man, we sat on side stage, rocked out with you." I was like, "Oh my God, how'd I miss that one?"
Hey, I bet you Bart would go on stage with you and sing "Sweet Home Alabama." I'm just saying.
Yeah, what a singer he is.
Yeah.
But both the bands were just really, really good and entertaining. And loving Jesus, the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite podcast that you like?
No, not really. You know what? We're on a lot right now. Hey, yours, right?
Yeah.
That's good, bro.
Yeah. But no, you know what? This is all new to us. I want to tell you and your listeners, it's been about 10 years, really since last record that we've really done. And
we sort of feel like rookies, right?
Yeah, we do. Everything is Zoom and internet driven, and
right.
Such an education, because it used to be, okay, you put out one single and you go to radio with it, and you worked out one single and hope that it hits. Yeah. And you go on the road and you push that one single, then you come out, 10 weeks later with maybe another one, and
hopefully another
one. Yeah.
Here it's amazing. I mean, the internet doesn't sleep. That's it.
No.
And so I go to bed, I'll look at it, hours,
Sure.
and when I wake up, it's moved. I don't know how many thousands,
Yeah.
I go, man, how cool
Somebody
is that?
checked our stuff
Somebody
out.
did it while I was sleeping.
Well, and how cool is it? We were talking to someone the other day about YouTube. Like, I mean, if you have a certain amount of followers or subscribers or whatever, I mean, they pay you. I mean, it's free. Like, you don't have to pay for YouTube monthly. You just, if you have an account and you got a good following and they pay you. I'm like, that's pretty crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
We didn't even know that.
Donnie, we might get paid some.
You know what, Brian? We said from the very get-go when we did this record here, Always Look Up, is that all we really wanted to do was just bring one person to Christ.
Yes.
And if we could do that, it'd be worth the whole project,
Sure.
Yeah.
So it really looks like we've beat that.
Yeah. Now Donnie loves looking at the comments on YouTube.
I meant to.
He'll call me up and say, "Check this out.
Well,
the coolest thing happened the other night. Let me tell you that." He tells me, he goes, "Check your text." And I said, "Okay." So I check it, and
is something okay?
yeah, it's okay. And he says, "Check your text." And it was a guy saying that his worship group did speak his name in church on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
I know, and we were like, "Oh!"
I'm gonna tell you, I was so happy. I was like a kid at Christmas time.
And that's
I mean,
that's
it's
great
so
thing.
cool for that.
Now,
to happen.
Sometimes those YouTube comments can be a little hateful. You just got to ignore those.
Yeah, but we have very little of that, But
Right.
our pastor, my pastor Mike, and he goes, "You know what? When you boys, we sat down with him and talked to him about bringing this album out, and he said, you will become under attack by certain people, and you know what? We don't care. We're warriors in Jesus Christ. Let's go."
And what do we say?
What do we say?
What do we say when we get a mess coming at us?
You help me.
Jesus,
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It used to be plead his blood,
Yeah.
Now it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But we got that from Johnny's pastor.
Yeah.
Pastor Mike.
But you know what? He's not wrong. There's been a few things, but you know what? The majority of them, people want to know Christ. And
Sure.
I love it whenever I read something, they say, "You know what? Listen to this song. Makes me want to go back and reintroduce myself to Christ." And that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
That's an awesome thing for us.
Yeah.
I mean, great.
Sure. Yeah. Johnny, how many times do you think have you performed Sweet Home Alabama?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. That's a good question.
How many years?
Oh, this year, I think will be 37 years that I've been with Skynyrd.
Nice.
And, but honestly, it feels like 37 seconds.
Yeah.
Life is that way, and it seems so quick. And I mean, to me, I was a Skynyrd fan before I was offered to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if I had my just of it, I wouldn't have ever been in Skynyrd. My brother Ronnie and our brother Ronnie would still be alive. And but it sure has been an honor to get out there and sing and play those songs. And I always tell people, I'm not Ronnie, I've had people go, "You need to get a cowboy hat, like Ronnie wore, or you need to go barefoot like Ronnie." No, I'm not Ronnie.
Right.
And he's always going to sing those songs better to me. And because he wrote them, whenever you write them, it's from the heart and from the soul. And, but hey, I hope that, whenever I pass on and I get to see him again, that hopefully we shake hands and he says, "Hey, you did a pretty good job, little brother."
Yeah. Well, what besides your all's album Always Look Up, what else do you guys have going on, and how can our viewers and our listeners keep up with you?
Wow. Well, we're at vanzantband.com. And actually, we're selling merch because we've had so many people. I don't know if you've seen our album cover. And the cool thing is we are making albums and CDs with this project. Well, that was one thing that we really wanted to do. We're old school. And
we want to open it up and read it.
Yeah.
Right.
But we love our album cover, and we've had people say, "You need to make some shirts or some hats or stuff." So we actually opened up a little online store, and that's at vanzantmerch.com. But for us, I think, just keep spreading this word. We have a new song coming out called I'm a Warrior, lyric video on that around the release date, which is November the 22nd. And you know what? We'll see what God has in store for us. He's had us on an amazing ride right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, to wrap up, guys, I'd like to see if you'd be willing to share something that God's been doing in your all's lives recently that would help build our viewers and our listeners' faith.
Well, for me, I can tell you, I have a daughter. She's 22 years old. And about a month ago, I was in Anchorage, Alaska, playing a Skynyrd show, and are going to play a Skynyrd show. And I got a call in the morning saying that she was in the hospital and they found a mass on her brain. Well, I can tell you at that point in time, I was scared and I started praying heavily. Well, because they thought it was the C word, I refused to give the D man. I always use initials, any kind of credit, because that he puts that on us here on earth. And so for 10 hours, I was flying back to Florida and praying, good Lord, please don't let this be true. And come to find out she has something called a cavanoma, and it's still scary, but she can live with it. And we had a great successful MRI today that looks really good. So the Lord has answered our prayers. And when you're in your darkest time, and as a parent, that's a dark time when your kids are sick and going through stuff because you wish you could take their place. And whenever you see that light that God shines through, it's an amazing thing. It's a miracle.
Yeah. And what she has is sort of like blood vessels, a group of blood vessels that actually will bleed.
Yeah.
So he's right. It's been pretty consuming, and we're going to keep.
You know what?
We're going to keep
faith. Faith is everything. You know, it really is. It really is. And this isn't the first child that I've had that's been sick. I lost my oldest, Lindsay, 7 years ago to the C word. This made it even more scary for me. And but you know what? You don't question what God. We have a song called Awesome God that's on this album we're coming out with, and it really is about the good Lord putting me at ease about what happened with my daughter, with cancer. And all I can do is praise his name and spread the word and believe and have faith. And that's my testimony.
Well, thank you guys so much for sharing your hearts, and always look up November 22nd, buy a CD on your all's website, download it, stream it. Is this on vinyl as well?
Yes. Yeah. It's
Okay, awesome.
Vinyl and a CD.
You know what the funny thing about it is? We don't have one yet.
Does that have something to do with the labels in Italy?
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you for having us tonight, and God bless you. You've been a
Absolutely
wonderful person, and a pleasure meeting you tonight.
Yeah, thank you.